What it be to Tim here. Since this month, I've been doing my reviews for Black-led films in honor of Black History Month. Here is my review for pretty much like my last Black History Month based film because today is the 28th, so tomorrow's pretty much March. So today's pretty much the end of Black History Month. I put it that way. Anyway, here is my review for, and I picked the best for last, and that is Spike Lee's best film of all time, and that will be Do the Right Thing. I mean, Do the Right Thing, which premiered back, it first premiered back in 1989, and Do the Right Thing is definitely Spike Lee's best movie. It was really the movie that put Spike Lee on the map. And since then, of course, like he's done stuff beforehand, but this is definitely like one of the best ones that Spike Lee has ever, put out and all. The film has a really cool cast too. You had the likes of Danny Aiello, Giancarlo Esposito, and here you got that Danny Aiello who plays Salvatore Sal Frangano, who is this Italian owner of this pizzeria in Brooklyn, New York. And so you got this neighborhood local named Bugging Out, portrayed by Giancarlo Esposito, who of course ended up appearing in stuff like The Mandalorian and all that. And of course Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I mean, Giancarlo Esposito is the best. And so the character of Bugging Out ends up becoming upset when he sees that the pizzeria's Wall of Fame exhibits only Italian actors, and so like Bugging believes that, and so he ends up believing that a pizzeria in a black neighborhood should showcase black actors. But Sal, of course, disagrees, and so the wall becomes a symbol of racism and hate to Bugging Out and the other people in the neighborhood, and so like their tension that ends up rising and all. It also had like you also had Ruby Dee was also in this film. You even had Ozzie Davis, the always the late great Bill Nunn was in this. John Turturro. You had Rosie Perez was in this. I mean, this movie is definitely a terrific one. Um, it's definitely a film that talk about lots of racism. Of course, nowadays racism is still a big issue and all. But back when this movie got released, it like there ends up like being a whole lot of racist talk in the film. But Danny Aiello was so darn good in this. I mean, R.I.P. Danny Aiello, he's definitely messed. But Aiello was really awesome in this. Ozzie Davis was terrific. You not to mention you even had a very young Samuel Jackson was in this, and of course Sam Jackson and Spike Lee have had a really good have a really good history of films together. But man, this movie is such a really solid one. I believe it's scored a couple of awards if I'm not mistaken. But to me, Spike Lee has done so many movies from Malcolm X to Black Klansman to most recently The Five Bloods. But to me, I think this is the best thing he's ever put out. You know, uh, you can judge this movie any way you want, but it's still a really solid one. Spike Lee actually wrote, directed, and produced the film, so he did all that. It's really humorous at times. It it was pretty cool to see what New York City looked like in the '80s. I mean, they like New York in the '80s looked a little to me probably looked a little better than nowadays. But of course, not to mention Frankie Faison was also in this. Boy, there's so many people in this. I always keep forgetting who was in this and stuff like that. I mean, heck, even a young Marlon Lawrence was in this movie. Oh boy, talk about a really cool cast in this. I mean, Spike Lee has always he's always a director who knows how to put out a really solid cast, and this movie shows it. It's definitely one of the best movies of 1989 as well. It's terrific. It's funny. Uh, it gets a little dramatic at times, especially with the whole racism and all that. But it's still really solid one. I mean, Giancarlo Esposito, of course, this was really the movie that put him on the map, and then, like I said, he will later go on to appear in loads of other stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you guys And also, even ends up closing out with a contrasting statement from MLK and Malcolm X and all. Uh, but anyway, if you guys have never really seen, if you've never really seen Do the Right Thing, not really sure we can find it on. Let me see. I think you can find it on some streaming services. Do the Right Thing. Yeah, you can actually find it on Hulu. You can also find it on see Amazon Prime, Vudu, Fandango Now. Go watch Do the Right Thing. It's definitely Spike Lee's best work that he's ever put out, and yeah, it's a really solid film. Anyway, let me leave you guys. Have you ever seen Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing? If so, watch it over. Were you a fan of it? Were you not a fan of it? Where does the movie even end up on your ranking of Spike Lee's best work? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Movie Sign Out.